Normally market will not be stable for the Arecanut. But since 2000, I think CAMPCO has been steadily growing in terms of profits also. In white we have Mora, Moti, Sevarthan, then Jam, Genie, Lindy.
What is the role of technology and how has it actually helped CAMPCO upgrade?
Process of Arecanut purchase and the payment system or the total business of CAMPCO has been upgraded with entrepreneur resource planning. So that we have adopted one ERP exclusively for the CAMPCO at a cost of about 3 crores. The drinking chocolate powder is the USP in CAMPCO. Winner, it was the first product manufactured once the factory was commissioned in 1986. 10 to 20% comes legally, 90% comes illegally. So every time CAMPCO has been fighting against this illegal import of Arecanut. Flavor and the taste of Indian cocoa is very good. That's how the chocolates from India are very tasty compared to the European chocolate. CAMPCO is totally different, and our primary motto is to take interest, protect the interest of the farmers.
Welcoming you all to the poster show. From its humble beginnings to becoming the key players in cocoa, Arecanut, and various other industries, CAMPCO has provided its farmers growth and sustainability. We shall understand how CAMPCO is unique, and let's unpack this journey with the Managing Director, Dr. V SatHYANARAYANA. Let's welcome him and let's get started. First of all, thank you so much for making time for this podcast.
Thank you.
What exactly is CAMPCO and what are its operations?
CAMPCO is a popular name, but it is Central Arecanut and Cocoa Marketing and Processing Cooperative Limited, so popularly called as CAMPCO. It was established in the year 1973 by late Sri Varanasi Subrahaya Bhatt. Yeah, it's a multi-state cooperative society covering Kerala and Karnataka state.
What inspired the establishment of CAMPCO and what challenges did it face and solve for the farmers in this region?
Basically, in the 1970s, the Arecanut price had come to rock bottom, and the Arecanut growers were facing a lot of problems with regard to the price. They were incurring loss, in fact, processing the Arecanut. Then Subrahaya Bhatt, a set of farmers, they came forward and decided to form a cooperative wherein the basic objective would be to protect the interest of the Arecanut growers. So with that, CAMPCO was established in 1973 with the basic objective of supporting the Arecanut growers. In a way, it was a market intervention operation, but later on it grew to a largest multi-state cooperative society in South India.
How does CAMPCO differentiate itself from other cooperative societies in India?
Yeah, one is that we buy the agriculture produce from the farmers straight away on payment, unlike other cooperatives wherein they hold the product as say on credit, in fact, and pay the producers or the growers once they realize the market price. But here we pay as and when on the day's price to the farmers, and the other part is taken care by the CAMPCO itself, like finding the market for the product, value addition, grading, or whatever it is done by CAMPCO. This is the basic difference I find between other cooperatives and CAMPCO.
How has CAMPCO evolved since its inception terms in the role of agriculture sector?
Yeah, well, evolvement happened across years, probably till 1999, almost 20 years. The trading terms were not so good, and CAMPCO was suffering loss because of the variation in the purchase price and the selling price. Normally, market will not be stable for the Arecanut. But since 2000, I think CAMPCO has been steadily growing in terms of profits also, and in terms of branches, all across India, both sales as well as purchase branches, and uh, expansion into other portfolios like cocoa, then rubber, then last year we entered into a purchase of coconut also, copra and coconut. So we have been adding the agriculture products into our portfolio. In terms of chocolate factory also, then we have been introducing new products in the market.
So, how does Camco compete with major players in the industry of cocoa and Arecanut?
In case of Arecanut, Camco has been, the leader for deciding the market price. So we, whatever the price we decide, that will stay in the market. Even though the market share of Camco is between 10 to 15% of the total Arecanut production in the country, we have been able to, decide the price for Areca, both red as well as the white varieties. Now, in case of cocoa, the price has been very wavering. Basically, people are thinking that it is depending on the international cocoa price, but domestic prices are decided by Camco now.
So, can you take us to the journey of how an Arecanut is grown from farm to the finished product?
Normally, the flowering stage starts somewhere in February, March, Arecanut. Then all through the rainy season, the growth of Arecanut happens. And in the white variety, they wait till the complete ripening of the Arecanut. And in the red variety, so when it is just matured enough, they will harvest the crop. They open the husk, and the Arecanut, actually the pulp is cut into two pieces, or sometimes as it is boiled in the traditional system, and it is dried. So in the white variety, it is actually stored as and when required. They will dehusk it and sell it in the market. Now, once the dehusked product comes to Camco, then we decide the price based on the day's price. Then we will purchase the product. We have varieties of parameters considered for decision of the price. So once it is purchased, then the product goes through different stages. We do the garbling. The garbling is grading of the areca. So we remove the damaged areca, or if there is any infested areca, then we remove it. And the good areca goes to next stage, that is sorting based on the size. So we sort it. We call it as Mora, Moti, Sevardhan, then Jam, Genie, Lindy. So there are so many varieties. So it goes to those stages, and depending on the market demand, these particular varieties find market in different states. Like Mora Moti is highest demand in Gujarat. Then Lindy is in demand in sometime in Madhya Pradesh. So it depends on the consumer taste. While in red variety, it is normally we remove the damaged ones, and then sell it as it is. In basically into the markets in North India. I would say Gutka manufacturers are the major customers for this red variety.
So, how many types of Arecanut does Camco deal with?
We are dealing with only two varieties, red and white.
Okay.
There are only two varieties in the market as it is.
Okay. And the subcategory which you mentioned?
Yeah. In white we have Mora, Moti, Sevardhan, then Jam, Genie, Lindy. So all these varieties are there, depending on the size of the nut.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if one has to be a Camco member, a buyer, or a seller, what is the criteria for that?
Basically, initial phase, whoever is agriculturist, then they used to be members. Even non-agriculturists are also members. Now, if you want to become the member of CAMCO, then you should be a Arecanut grower or a agriculturist. Then you should supply at least 100 kgs of Arecanut to CAMCO every year. And we also have traders as our members, and they will be enrolled under E category. And we have many cooperative societies, about 580 cooperative societies as our members, who are dealing with agriculture produce, like VSSN, then TAPCMS, all those things. And we have federations also as our members. Though those will be enrolled under B category.
What is the role of technology and how has it actually helped CAMPCO upgrade?
In terms of Areca, we have been deploying conveyor belts for transportation instead of depending totally on the labor. That's one part. And there is no much technology involved in Areca. However, in processing of cocoa, we have been deploying higher technology in terms of processing and value addition. That is the one thing. However, the process of Arecanut purchase and the payment system or the total business of CAMPCO has been upgraded with entrepreneur resource planning. So that we have adopted one ERP exclusively for the CAMPCO at a cost of about 3 crores.
How does CAMPCO handle the market fluctuating rates in the Areca and the cocoa industry?
In Areca, basically what happens is in North India, depending on the demand by these gutka manufacturers, the price varies. So normally that is the one basic thing, and we fix the price depending on the acceptance of the Areca price by these gutka manufacturers. However, there will be small difference of 10 to 15 rupees every day because these private traders who are dealing with Areca, they have the system of undercutting the price and then supplying to the manufacturers. So there will be difference of 10 to 15 rupees in any case. So that's how the Areca prices are fixed. While cocoa prices are fixed based on the demand and the international price also. So normally it varies from February to April. So peak would be something like April and May would be the peak price.
So, as CAMPCO is also exporting products, which are the major buyers?
We are exporting to Areca to Maldives, and we have been exporting cocoa products like drinking chocolate is in highest demand. So we are exporting drinking chocolates in different customer brands to Africa. We have tried to Indonesia also. So Africa is in good demand, and we are exporting worth about 30 crores this year. Yeah.
How does CAMPCO maintain international quality standards for cocoa?
Cocoa beans have international standards in terms of count, moisture, then flat beans or the violet beans, then dust and sand content, such other things. Of course, even the acidity of the bean also. We also follow the international standards. However, since the Indian cocoa, the count is a bit higher, so we relax the number of count only. That is called grainage. So we relax that part only. Rest of the parts we follow scrupulously the international standards. So in terms of the quality, I would say the Indian cocoa is much better than compared to the international cocoa beans.
So, what are the unique products CAMPCO offers for the international market?
Yeah, as I told you earlier, we have mastered in cocoa beverages. So that is the drinking chocolate powder is the USP in CAMPCO, and you must be heard of Winner, which was the first product manufactured once the factory was commissioned in 1986. So that product is doing excellently in the domestic market as well as the international market. So there is a huge demand for the drinking chocolate in African countries. So we have been exporting huge quantities to African countries.
So, how does CAMPCO innovate to cater the different preferences that the consumers have today? Like they want dark chocolate and they want something which is dairy free. So, how does CAMPCO actually study that?
We go by the market demand. So normally our marketing field, they get the feedback from the market. So market intelligence plays an important role in deciding the price as well as the product. Now we depend solely on the market feedback, and we have introduced a couple of dark chocolates based on the market feedback. Now demand for the dark chocolates is increasing among the youngsters, the new generation, and old generation who are fond of cocoa, they prefer sugar-free chocolates. We also have introduced sugar-free chocolates. Uh, then the young generation below say 12 years, they prefer milk chocolate. So we do have milk chocolates, and we are introducing another couple of new chocolates to the market in the coming month.
What are some of the challenges which CAMCO has faced over the years?
Challenges are huge in terms of making the farmers to be loyal to CAMCO, and catering to their demand, maybe in terms of manure, in terms of pesticide supply, in terms of fixing the price to their produce. So farmers always demand higher price because the cost of production is going up. Maybe in terms of manure, the labor cost, the processing cost. So they require a higher price for their product. So this is the greatest challenge in fixing the price. Apart from this, the other challenge in the marketplace is the competition from the private traders. Now, private traders, as I told you earlier, they fix the price, maybe half of the price, they bill, and they save on the tax, and this benefit is passed on to the buyer. Now, CAMCO cannot do that. Whatever the price we have purchased, and everything is transparent, we have to bill at the market price and the applicable tax. So this is a huge challenge. Apart from this, you must have heard of import of Areca from other countries. Burma is a large producer of Arecanut in Southeast Asia. Now they have a very low price in Burma. Arecanut is available maybe at one-fourth of the price of India market at Burma. Now they export through other countries like Sri Lanka, then Indonesia, or Bangladesh to India, and while 10 to 20% comes legally, 90% comes illegally. So every time CAMCO has been fighting against this illegal import of Arecanut with the central ministry. Then we have been representing to the agriculture minister every time, and the commerce minister every time to ban these imports. Even though the import minimum import price fixed is 351 rupees, the cost of import on landing in India would be more than 1.5 times of Indian market price. Even then, the Arecanut is coming because it is coming in the underground ways. So we have been fighting against this. This is one part. Second thing is, there are three HSN codes for Arecanut. One is roasted Areca, then another is processed Areca, another is the regular Areca. All the three have different HSN codes. Now, when the customers import roasted Arecanut at a different HSN code, that is exempted from tax, or sometimes only 5% is applicable. Sometimes through when it comes through Sri Lanka, then it is exempted because of the free trade agreement. So we are fighting against this. All varieties of Areca should be in one HSN code. This is our request to the Ministry of Commerce, so that the Areca, illegal Areca can be banned, or it can be controlled. Now this is the greatest disadvantage in the local market. So when it comes to India, then automatically the private traders buy and mix it with the local varieties and spoil the market with the buyers. So sometimes they get rejections, and they also suspect that whatever CAMCO is supplying also is adulterated. But fortunately, none of our loads have been rejected so far based on the quality that it is adulterated. Yeah, that's it.
So, what is the vision for CAMCO and what are the plans which are in place for the same?
Now the basic objective is to protect the interest of the agriculture farmers, get the best price for their produce, Now, what we are planning is that we are finding newer markets in North India and also export market for agriculture produce. Apart from this, we are also trying to go for value addition to areca and cocoa. Anyway, we are utilizing in our factory. Coconut also we are planning to go for value addition other than the regular coconut oil, and pepper also we have started garbling recently and getting value addition and then supplying to the North Indian buyers. Apart from this, we are planning to get into the spices also, wherein we are planning a value addition.
How does CAMCO engage in the policy making to represent the farmers?
Now, as you are aware, CAMPCO is a cooperative. Now, cooperative will have the governing body in terms of the board of directors elected in the democratic system. Now, we have a board of 16 directors who are all elected by the farmer members. Now, these board of directors, look into the policy depending on the Multi-State Cooperative Act within the limits of that. Now, whatever policy changes are required in the interest of the farmers will be taken from the governing body, and the board of directors meet every 2 years. 2 months, and then take the appropriate decisions, look into the business. So this policy changes, whatever is adopted, is based on the interest to protect the farmers.
What challenges does CAMCO face in the supply chain of the products?
Yeah, supply chain means normally the product has to come from the farmers to our purchase branches. Then from purchase branches, it has to go to our sales branches in North India and get sold. Now, in all these, we are facing the major issue that is related to the tax. After introduction of GST, there have been multiple problems related to either one of the issue or small issues like GST value fixed doesn't indicate in e-way bill, or e-way bill is not generated properly, or there is delay in generation of e-way bill. Even though the transparent business is done, for small reasons we get harassed from GST department. So we have been representing to the finance minister also in this regard. CAMCO has been totally transparent in the business, but in spite of that, there are certain issues related to GST. Now we sell our products like Arecanut to the GST registered dealers in all over India. Now some of these dealers who are registered, they close their business maybe after 1 year or 2 years, and any issues related to their business, if objections are raised, then the CAMCO will also be issued the notice. The reason will be that particular party, if he has not filed GST returns or income tax returns, then we will get the notice. See, somebody is doing fault and he is registered under the government GST law, but those who have supplied him the products will get the notice. So this is one thing to be resolved. Unless the departments close the audit part or inspection part every year, this is going to happen. You may be surprised, we have been issued the notice from the income tax department for somebody erring during 2012-13. So now we have received the notice that he has not filed the returns properly. So these things keep on happening, and we have been disturbed and required to answer the questions raised by the income tax department.
So, how does CAMCO address the concerns when it related to the small scale farmers getting the best benefit that they in purchase?
Yeah, while the benefits that CAMCO gives to the members, I need to address two things. One is the medical benefit scheme that we are running. So the farmers who are members of the CAMCO and supplying minimum of 100 kgs of Arecanut per annum, they will get they are eligible to get the benefits under this medical scheme. Now, the medical benefit scheme extends the benefit from 50,000 to 5 lakh rupees. Now, for a simple angiogram, we pay a compensation of 50,000 rupees. If it is a chronic disease like kidney transplant or heart bypass, we pay him the affected member up to 5 lakhs. In case of a chronic disease, we also pay up to 5 lakh. Now, for this, actually, we have fixed 100 kgs as minimum quantity that should have been supplied to CAMPCO. This is in the interest of the small farmers. Now, the larger farmers or the medium class farmers, they can supply in terms of tons. But a small farmer who is holding very small area of agriculture land, then he cannot supply more than 100 kgs to CAMPCO. So that's why it has been very much relaxed condition. So we treat all the members equally, whether he supplies 10 tons or he supplies 100 kgs. So they are treated equally. All the benefits are extended to the members, and also we have the scheme to support the laborers who are working in the agriculture field of the members. Now, suppose one laborer is bitten by a snake and he dies, or accidentally he falls into a well, or while working he expires, then we have a compensation of 50,000 rupees to be paid to the bereaved family. So that will be through the member. So that's how we support the members and their supportive labor force also.
What are the materials you suggest a farmer for better yield?
Well, it depends on basically the farmers, their own interest. Particularly if you take agriculture field involving Arecanut, the farmers are very much innovative. They try to adopt whatever the newer systems or the products have come into the market. However, the proven ones are the traditional manure, and we call Bordeaux mixture for protecting the Arecanut against the fungi diseases, fungal diseases in fact. So we supply the farmers organic manure called Ayush, and we also supply them the basic minerals in the form of Paustika, so which is supplied at a very very nominal price to the farmers. So we have been supplying about 3,000 metric tons of organic manure and about 500 tons of Paustika for this year. And farmers have been very proactive in using this product, as they are very good, and the results are very encouraging. And we supply copper sulfate, we supply quality lime for the spray to the Areca gardens, and we also supply them almost at about 30% reduced prices compared to the market price.
So, CAMPCO is known for its chocolates. Where does it basically source its cocoa from?
Cocoa, as it is grown in southern states of India. Now, basically, if you take Andhra Pradesh is number one, so they grow about 15,000 metric tons a year, and Kerala comes next. They grow about 12,000 metric tons, and Karnataka goes about 7 to 8,000 metric tons. Now, Tamil Nadu also has started. Now, Indian cocoa, even though the CPCRI Vitla introduces newer varieties, the process of growing cocoa in India is not exclusive. Recently, Andhra Pradesh has developed cocoa farms. Otherwise, it is not exclusive. So, it is a intercrop along with Arecanut or coconut gardens in maybe Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. But if you take the cocoa growers in other countries, particularly in Africa, which is the largest cocoa growing area in the world, Now they grow exclusively in the forest area. So Ivory Coast has been the number one country for growing cocoa. So that is the best quality cocoa available in the world. So they grow about 2.5 million tons every year. In terms of quality, even though the cocoa butter quality is very good in the imported cocoa, but the flavor and the taste of Indian cocoa is very good. So that's how the chocolates from India are, very tasty compared to the European chocolates. Recently, during our exhibitions in Delhi, uh, organized through APEDA, we had participated and we had provided tasting of our chocolates. Some of the European and Russian delegates who had come there, they appreciated these are much better than our European chocolates. Swiss chocolates are well known, but they say this is much better than our chocolates in terms of taste and flavor. So that's how the Indian chocolates are made.
What are some of the common misconceptions people have about CAMCO?
There are a lot of misconceptions. People think Camco is there for their safety. We have to take care of in terms of every aspect, so which is very difficult. And most of the people say they have the misconception that cooperatives are always there to make money, so they don't take the interest about their members. But the Camco is totally different, and our primary motto is to take interest, protect the interest of the farmers. So that's how we have been, uh, acting, and our board of directors also, they are always one step ahead of other cooperatives in terms of taking interest or protecting the interest of the farmers or members. Now, other cooperatives also, they are governed by the Cooperative Act. But here, even though we are governed by the Cooperative Act, we also, try to make our own policies wherein the interest of the farmers are protected. Maybe it is in terms of organizing a medical scheme, or organizing a medical policy for the employees, or even the incentive to the farmers, or whatever it is, or supporting in terms of inputs to the farmers. So we have been, very aggressive in Camco.
What are some of the challenges that the farmers face in the cocoa industry today?
As I told, cocoa has been the intercrop with many other agriculture crops. Take it areca or coconut or cocoa. The major menace is the wild animals like monkeys, squirrels, or other animals. You have a lot of problems related to that, and the farmers lose heavily on these, wild animal affections. Now, apart from this, the other challenges are the environmental changes. Now, we don't know when we are going to have heavy rain or the droughts. Last year, the cocoa crop was totally affected because of the high temperature during April, May. The total crop was not there. Actually, we get one small crop or a mini crop from September to November. The crop itself was, washed out because of the high temperature during the summer. Now, such burdens farmers have to bear uh, because of climatic changes. Yeah. Now, as you know, the soil is highly contaminated with chemicals. Unless we change the composition of the soil and bring it to the normal condition, probably in future also we will not be getting the expected crops by the farmers. So that requires a lot of decision among the farmers to change from the use of pesticides or chemicals to the traditional agriculture of using manure, organic manures, and soil friendly, plant friendly pesticides.
What are Camco's future plans in terms of its growth and expansion?
In terms of a growth, we are planning for value addition of products. Like Arak also we are planning out value addition. One interesting point which is good is that in terms of health, the use of gutka is reducing. This is the feedback from the gutka manufacturers. While it may be bad news for the arecanut growers, since the consumption of arecanut may go down. But alternatively, we have to find alternative uses in the market. So we are planning to uh, explore the possibilities of going for flavored arecanut as a mouth refreshener. There have been a lot of research and innovations on these earlier. Camco is planning introducing mouth fresheners in large scale. We also already have a product on this by name Saugandh. Saugandh is a mouth refreshener which can be used in any functions or in any case, anytime it can be used. It's very good for health also. Now we are planning it, introduction in large scale.
Is there any plans to diversify into any other crops in the agricultural sector?
Basically, now we are into four agricultural produce like arecanut, coconut, cocoa, rubber, pepper. We do have plans to enter the purchase of spices. So spices have good demand in North India and also an export oriented agriculture produce. So we are planning to get into the spices also. Apart from that, actually we are also planning for coffee. It's also under study. So maybe we have not fixed any time frame for that, but of course we have to diversify. As you told, earlier, the market future of arecanut we cannot be assured. We have to have something different to stabilize our farmers. So that's why we are planning to enter the other products also.
So, does Camco organize any factory or community tours where different purchasers can meet up?
Well, we have the system of factory visit. It's in terms of three types. We do allow the college students, school children to visit the factory. We arrange for their awareness program also. Then community visits also can be arranged through social clubs. Farmers, clubs can also they can visit. Individual farmers also they visit the factory on fixed day. So we do have exposure system for the visitors.
How does Camco prepare itself for the challenges like the market shortage and the climatic changes?
In terms of areca, I think if there is a shortage in terms of quantity because of climatic changes, then we may have to import to meet our domestic demands. There are other countries in the world which are growing areca, but the usage is totally different. In China, they use it mostly as mouth fresheners. So they process it differently, unlike what we are doing it in India. Now in Burma, they don't process at all. So whatever is there, they just sell it across. In the northeast India, we have huge quantities of areca being grown nowadays, and it is being promoted by the central government also. So with this, I think the climatic change in one region, like if there is changes in the southern region, we may get the required quantity from the northeast or from the imports. So as it is, the total market may not get affected with these changes.
What is your message to the young entrepreneurs?
Well, we have been growing in terms of technology, and all the youngsters have been moving from the villages to the towns and cities and metros. Once they settle in metros, they don't want to come back to their villages, or they visit the villages as though they are the visitors. But unfortunately, India requires a lot of farmers who are having genuine interest in farming. To secure the future of India, it is the farming community that is required, like what the farming community supported India in the earlier days. Now, it may not be in terms of commercial crop, but in terms of staple food also, we require support from the youngsters. So, the peace of mind, the knowledge that we get through agriculture, we cannot get it in technology that we sit in city. So, however, a combination of both in a genuine ratio is required to develop India. So, we shall contribute to development of India. We shall contribute to GDP. We shall contribute to the development and making India number one in the world.
And that's a wrap for today's conversation. From cocoa to Arecanut, from smart, effective agricultural tips, let's help our economy grow better. What do you think if CAMPCO and the cooperative models like it could grow in different various sectors? Please let us know in the comment section. Also, to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, bye bye and take care.